Hey guys, and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be predicting the scores of week 8 of the 2021-2022 Premier League season. Now, as usual, before we get onto this week's predictions, Nathan, let's have a quick look back at how well we got on in week 7, and it wasn't pretty.
Okay, so last week I had a disaster of the week. I only had one perfect score with 4 points. Terrible.
Absolutely disgusted with myself. I only had the 3 points to come away with, but top scorer last week was Jimmy Hamer, and Jimmy came away with 14.5 points overall, which he had 2 perfect scores for week 7. But coming in with 3 perfect scores were both Harvey Marsh and Hilarious Sandro, both on 14.5 points as well. So how does that affect the overall table now? Well, Nathan, you move up to 43rd position overall. There you are on 62 points, whereas myself, I'm only a little way above you on 63 points. Down 15 positions myself, and I'm on 37th position overall. But top of the leaderboard, as you can see, is Musa Sultan on 77.5 points, 6 slam points overall, just ahead of Funbar and H. Troy, who are on 75.5 points and 75 points respectively. So it's all to play for. And top scorer last week, Jimmy Hamer, who had the yellow cap, is in 20th position. But that's enough of last week. Let's crack on during this international break and make some predictions for week 8.
Okay, so first up we have the midday kickoff on BT between Watford and Liverpool. Now Watford, Ziskumun is out the door and Claudio Ranieri coming in. Now the funny thing is, I said this on World of Football as well, if anyone listened to about it, if anyone saw it, but a manager who is renowned for getting sacked has gone to a club which is renowned for sacking managers.
It's not going to last long, is it?
He's not going to last long at all, I don't think. Coming up against the Liverpool side as well. Drew 2-2 to Man City. That was a very, very good game. That was before the international break. But yeah, Liverpool are going to want to put the front foot right to restart after the international break and go for 3-0 away at Vicarage Road.
Wow, really? Even with a... Do you think there will be a managerial bounce at Watford, even if there is such a thing? We don't know, but yeah.
Look, it didn't happen when Ranieri was at Liverpool, did it? No, not Liverpool, at Fulham.
No, he didn't. No, he was a bit of a disaster there. But Liverpool, as you say, Nathan, 2 draws on the bounce up. A home draw against Manchester City, top of the table clash. And prior to that, Liverpool away from home against Brentford, which finished 3-3. However, they should be strong enough to beat this Watford side. I expect the likes of Alexander Arnold may come back into the fore to give them more attacking options down that right hand side. Robinson's doing ever so well with Scotland. The likes of Van Dijk playing very well. Their midfield, their front three as well. I think Jota may be injured or he's being brought back into the side ever so slowly, but fully expect Liverpool to win, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 away victory to the Reds in this one. Moving on to the first of the 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday, though, we've got Aston Villa coming up against Wolves in that West Midlands derby. Last year this fixture finished 0-0. Difficult one to predict because you get like Aston Villa going away to Tottenham, and I thought they would have got something against Spurs, whose form have been up and down of late, whereas Wolves, their form as well haven't been too great, although now they won 3 of their last 4 fixtures. So,
however, look at some of those fixtures they've been winning though.
Yeah, Southampton, Newcastle and Watford, so you'd expect them to get some sort of points in that one. Not too sure what to make of this one. It's a derby. I think it's going to end all square after the international break as well, so I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Interesting. I actually think Villa will just about edge it, considering their start of the season, and Dean Smith's going to want them to bounce back from that Tottenham loss, when in theory that they should be going to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and winning that game. Wolves, I just don't think they'll have enough against the quality of Aston Villa this season, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 Villa in this one. Next up we have Leicester versus Man United. Now Maguire, Varane, both out, so that's Man United both starting the centre-backs who are out injured, which is very interesting. Leicester 13th, 1 win in 6, 2 draws on the bounce between Burnley and Leicester. Burnley and Crystal Palace, 2 games that they really should be winning there. This is difficult, but with the way that Man United have been playing recently, really patchy results, I actually fancy a Leicester win here, and I'm going to go 1-0.
1-0.
Yeah, Brendan Rodgers has miles better tactical knowledge than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to work their way through this one, and that is absolutely balmy considering one is a former Cardiff manager and one is a former Swansea manager, and I've backed the former Swansea manager. That's mad.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Leicester will win this match, come out with all 3 points on top. As you say, Maguire's out. Varane, I think it's a groin injury, so he's going to be out for a few weeks as well. Difficult because Manchester United going forward can probably destroy anybody in this league, but I fancy Leicester. They've got injury woes themselves. I think the likes of Ndidi, there's issue there, but I fancy Leicester to win this one. Man United having a problem defensively this season. I'm not sure how many clean sheets that they have got, but in the last 6 I think it's just 1 clean sheet in their last 6 fixtures, so a home victory to the Foxes for me. But next up we've got Manchester City against Burnley. They won this one 5-0 last season. I expect them to run right again this season. I'm going to go for a 4-0 straightforward win for Man City in this one.
Yeah, Burnley still yet to win a game. They lost 5-0 the last time, and they're going to win 5-0 again. 5-0 to Man City. Next up, Norwich versus Brighton. Brighton starting the house on fire this season. Only lost once in their last 6 games, drawing to Arsenal, drawing to Palace, who've had a good start, beating the likes of Leicester, Brentford and Watford in some very good results there. And then coming up against Norwich, who actually drew against Burnley, but surely Burnley should have won that one. I actually think Brighton are going to run riot 3-0.
3-0, wow. I don't think it's going to be as comprehensive as that, Nathan. We know that Norwich have only picked up 1 point this season, and that was in the last fixture against Burnley. Brighton seem to be grinding out results. They're doing really well, currently in 7th position, only lost once this season. It's going to be tight, I think, at Carrow Road, but I fully expect Brighton just to come through this one with a narrow 1-0 away victory. Then moving on again onto another 3 o'clock kickoff on Saturday. We've got Southampton against Leeds. Now Southampton, again, another team that haven't won this season, losing the last 2 fixtures, away against Chelsea and home against Wolves, in which you thought they might have got something out of that Wolves match with, and Leeds just above them, only 1 victory themselves, so it looks like this one's going to be tight. I'm not sure where this one could go. You would think Leeds away from home with the way they press and the way the energy that they've got, but I think this one's going to end up all square. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this one, even though Leeds won both these fixtures last season without reply. Southampton didn't score against them last season. Yeah,
I think that's going to happen again, to be honest, but I think it'll be a much more conservative result. I'm going to say 1-0 to Leeds. I mean, last time it was 3-0 and then 2-0, wasn't it? Or the other way round, I think it was. But yeah, I just can't see Southampton getting anything out of this one. And Leeds, with the way that they were able to edge out Watford last time around, I did see some improvements. Bielsa's had the international break to work on it as well. So yeah, I'm going to go for 1-0 to Leeds in this one. Next up, at the 5:30 kickoff, we have got Brentford versus Chelsea. Brentford, great starts to the season, but the question is, they're up against top of the table. Going to be tight, but I think Chelsea are just going to edge them out 1-0, which is a shame, really.
I agree. Brentford have done absolutely fantastic so far. That draw with Liverpool, an away victory against West Ham, away victory against Wolves as well recently, draws against Villa, Crystal Palace as well. But this Chelsea side, the amount of talent that they can call on, I think Kante is back in contention for a starting berth as well. I can only see a victory to Chelsea. They haven't got far to travel as well, just down west a little bit in London, isn't it? So 2-0 to Chelsea for me in this fixture. Then we move on to the first of the Sunday fixtures with Everton against West Ham. Another one really difficult to predict. I'm not sure if Richarlison's going to be back for this one, maybe still injured. Calvert-Lewin could be back in the side for this for this fixture against West Ham. I think Koufal is touch and go whether he is going to be available for West Ham, but could end up in a draw in this one. Went away to, I think it was Man United, didn't they? Old Trafford did grind out a draw. But I'm going to go with the Hammers in this one with the pace. Antonio up front. I think that was an eBay notification there.
Yeah, we just sold some in there. You go.
Fantastic. So I'm going to go for a West Ham Hammers victory. I'm going to go 2-1, but this could go anyway.
Yeah, these two are just going to cancel themselves out either way. Obviously, it's on at 2 o'clock because there's a way more important match beforehand. Yeah, 1-1. Next up, we have got the 4:30 kickoff between Newcastle and Spurs. Now, Newcastle, we all know what's happened to them during the international break. No more said. Question is, will Steve Bruce be in charge? I think he will, to be honest. They'll give him a bit of time, I reckon. Coming up against the Spurs side, yes, they were able to grind some against Aston Villa, only just though, but prior to that, they have been awful, especially defensively. And you know what? I think they're going to go up to the North East because there's going to be a real buzz up there. And I'm going to say that Newcastle will grind out a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, it's difficult to predict what is going to happen. A lot of the time, it could galvanise the team. The crowd are definitely going to be with this, with Ashley out of the club now and the new owners. So you could even see a full house in this fixture.
Oh, there'll be a full house, yeah.
I think Spurs are going to be party poopers in this one. I think on paper they've got a better team, even though the likes of St. Maximum has been excellent this season. But I'm going to go for a narrow away win to Spurs in this one. The way on paper you feel, it looks like it could be a Newcastle victory, but Newcastle haven't won this season so far, so I'm going to go for a Spurs away win, and I'm going to go for a 1-0. And the final fixture of the weekend on Monday night is Arsenal coming up against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace doing ever so well this season.
Patrick Vieira returning to the Emirates, and
it is a very interesting battle to ensue in this one. Palace have drawn 4 of their last 6 fixtures, and Arsenal have won 3 of their last 4. So this could end up in a draw, but I do fancy Arsenal in this one. I think it's 3 clean sheets out of their last 4 fixtures. So I'm going to go for an Arsenal victory. Surprisingly, in this one, I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to the Gunners.
My prediction will surprise people, but I think Palace will win this one.
Yeah.
Vieira returning to the Emirates, of course, mainly in the Highbury days, but I just have a feeling about this Palace team. They've been impressing me this season, and I think with the way that they've been playing and smashing out against sort of these weak defences as well, and teams who tend to struggle to score, I think they'll just have enough, and I'm going to say 2-1 to Palace.
Fantastic. So that concludes our predictions for week 8 of this, the 2021-2022 Premier League season. As usual, make sure you leave your predictions as either a comment, if you want to put it in a comment below, which we're always happy to see, and we read each and every comment as well. But if you want to continue in the league, then make sure you go over to superbrew.com, and for those of you who are already playing, you know what to do. If not, on the screen now is appearing the code which you need to join the league, and also a link to that web page. Join in the fun, and maybe you could get a shout out in the next video if you are the top scorer, or indeed if you reach the top of the table. But Nathan, before we go, massive game on Sunday. What's happening?
Are we going to it?
I think we've got tickets, yes. Just got to arrange a transportation now.
Which is straightforward. So we'll be going, guys. But yeah, that vlog will be out, I imagine, Sunday afternoon.
But where are we going? You haven't said where we're going.
Oh yeah. There's a certain game called the South Wales Derby on at the moment between a capital city side versus some town down the road. Yeah, Cardiff versus Swansea.
Or Swansea versus Cardiff.
Swansea versus Cardiff. But yeah, we got to win this one, guys. Massive game, and massive vlog. Make sure to check out my channel, link in the description below for when that goes up.
But it's interesting that Cardiff, I think it's something like, is it four matches on the trot now, Cardiff? 5 matches.
5 in a row,
even though they did play well against Reading. And Swansea 1 victory in their last 6, so it's going to be a very tight game, isn't it? But apart from the South Wales Derby, Nathan, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Don't think so. Are you doing a preview on your channel for that game?
I might do if I've got enough time, but I don't know. Okay. Maybe it'll be on your channel. But yes, guys, thanks for watching as usual. Thanks for leaving your comments and predictions on the Super Blue website. But for now, bid you farewell. Enjoy the Premier League football because it is back after the international break. Enjoy Championship football and any football which you're watching anywhere in the world. But for now, we'll bid you farewell, and we'll see you all in the next video.